Want to make a podcast? Spotify's got a platform that lets you make one super easily, then distribute it everywhere and even earn money, all in one place for free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters, and here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit podcasts right from your phone or computer, so no matter what your setup is like, you can start creating today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else podcasts are heard. Video podcasts are also available on Spotify. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. And best of all, it's totally free with no catch. Ever since I discovered Spotify for Podcasters, I have been so thankful because you all know me. I like to keep things simple. And with Spotify for Podcasters, I can do just that. It's super easy to use and super simple. I highly recommend you give it a try. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters. It's www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started. And welcome to the Simply Living for Him podcast. I'm recording this podcast today a little bit differently. I'm also waiting to publish it. So if you're hearing this, then you know that it's been prayed about before I posted it, and this is what I felt led to do. As you all know, the past many months, I've slowed things down a bit over here at Simply Living for Him. I haven't been as active on social media. I've stopped recording the devotionals on YouTube. I closed my online community after 3 years of very fruitful ministry there. I kept saying, but I won't close the podcast. I won't close the Instagram. I won't close YouTube. I won't close the community. But little by little, I've been feeling God prying my fingers open and loosening my grip on all of it. And little by little, I've been seeing Him closing down each one. And for now, that's going to include this podcast. For many reasons, personally, it's been a very busy and celebratory time. One of the most surreal things is my oldest daughter just graduated with a master's degree, and she graduated a year early. Yes, this was the little girl I was scared to death to homeschool kindergarten. And here we are. That was a surreal moment because my ministry here started when I began the homeschooling journey with that little girl. Many of you have gotten to know her and our family over the years through the blog, social media, YouTube, and this podcast. I started writing about our journey on my blog, which was more of an online diary back then, and over the years it grew into so much more. And Simply Living for Him has been my ministry for 13 years. Grace got married a year and a half ago. My next born son is engaged, and then my next son will go off to school this fall. My little guy, the youngest, he enters high school this fall, and I will find myself at home with just one left. Life has been full speed ahead. Milestones often make us think of memories, and memories and milestones often make us reevaluate. But it isn't just those things that have me feeling the nudge for a full sabbatical. Personally, the Lord is working on me in some pretty deep areas, pieces that have never really been worked on, really deep heart and soul stuff. And as I wade through the muddy waters, knowing that fresh springs lie ahead, I know that in order to get to the clean and fresh water, I must trudge through some muck first. This is a time that I need to listen to the Lord alone and not other people. And in order to listen fully, I also need to be quiet and still. The Lord is quieting me in this season of rest and focus. And I couldn't just stop posting and publishing the podcast without explaining the reasons behind the quietness. I'll still probably be posting on Instagram and Facebook here and there, but I am really hoping to be as quiet as possible. Many of you will understand, and I'm grateful. Some of you may write me off, and that's fine too. Ultimately, I am doing what the Lord is calling me to do. My prayer would be, when I get to the other side, to be able to share what he's doing. But I just don't know yet if that will ever be the case. So I wanted to publish this as sort of a farewell, but hopefully just a see you later. In the meantime, I appreciate the prayers, and I will always pray for anyone who needs it. Never hesitate to reach out. I'm blessed to know many of you through the power of technology these days. Well, we all know really it's the power of God that has connected us. And until we connect again, I wish you all the blessings and joy in Jesus today.
Simply live it for Him. Simply live it for Him. Let my life outshine the dark. Let me simply